The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com present Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Basketball. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Railer basketball is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Me Realty, locally owned and operated. Me Realty is Logan County's top producing real estate agency year after year. Call 217-735-5424 or browse listings online at merealty.com. Culver's of Lincoln, home of the Butterburger. Stop by before or after the game, located at 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Heartland Community College is Lincoln's community college. At Heartland, you'll get the personal attention and support you need to be a successful student. Discover Heartland, discover your future. Visit heartland.edu/Lincoln. Schneider Masonry, family owned and operated in Central Illinois with over 40 years of experience, serving builders, contractors, and homeowners. Free estimates available. Call 217-314-9654. Blades Nail and Hair Salon, located at 241 Madigan Drive in Lincoln, offering salon services for hair, skin care, waxing, nails, lashes, and brows. Go online to bladeshairandnailsalon.com or call 217-732-7213. Joe Ryan Country Financial, located in downtown Lincoln at 509 Pulaski Street. Call 217-735-4385. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Basketball. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Hi, Joe Ryan here with Country Financial. As pensions go by the wayside and your retirement approaches, have you thought about what your retirement income will look like? No, I'm not talking about how much money you have saved. I am talking about a retirement income, a guaranteed paycheck for life. That's right, a paycheck issued to you every month for the rest of your life. Sound interesting? Let's talk. 735-4385.
It could slow the game down for the Railers, so putting a tough schedule like this is going to benefit you at the end of the year.
Looked at some of the likewise opponents between the Wildcats and the Railers, and really the only one I could find was Mount Zion. Of course, the Railers, the second game of the season back in November 23rd, lost to Mount Zion 36-27. The Wildcats here from Normal West, they also lost to Mount Zion at Mount Zion 72-57. Darren Stevens goes to the line here. The Railers up 43-42 with 15.1. One in a bonus.
Left it short.
And Stevens up short. Plenty of fouls to give for the Railers with just 3. We'll send it back to the studios with a break, and we'll have a final of this Railer sophomore game for you. You're in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer basketball.
of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history at Post nightclub in Orlando.
Walking into the building for the first time after the shooting, it was crippling, but it had to be preserved. If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart. It is the power of love in its rawest form.
Wildcats just turn it over. 4.8 seconds left. Raylor Sophomore is up 48-42. Raylor's in a tough spot to take it out of bounds here, way deep in the corner. Coach Greg Alexander takes a timeout to get the Raylors structured here. The Raylors come to the contest with a record of 16-4 on the season. Second place in the Apollo at 5-1. Normal West checks in at 14-10, 6-1, and number one spot in the Big 12 Conference. And Scott did some research last night, today, but he found out a few more teams that the Raylors and the Wildcats have played. And just going back to O'Fallon, and this was the last game that Normal West played just on the 21st. And O'Fallon came all the way here to Normal West for a non-conference game, and Normal West fell to O'Fallon 71-53. And of course, the Raylors beat O'Fallon down in Collinsville 45-22. Not that that makes a big difference. Everybody has bad games, but you can kind of see, try to compare a little bit as you try to. You don't get a chance to read a lot about Normal West just because you don't pay attention as much because they're not in our league, and we kind of get more of the scores from the Springfield area. But a tough game. This is the team that won the city tournament here in Bloomington to start the season, so they took care of U-High, and they lost to Bloomington, but then came back and beat Normal Community and Central Catholic. So this will be another good test, another non-conference great test that Coach Alexander has put on his schedule. And we talked with him in the postgame, the last game. This has a lot of meaning going into regional action because I'm not so certain that Normal West may host a regional here. And boy, when you go to the war of the seeding meeting for the regionals, you like to come in and say that you've beaten this team or you've taken care of this team, and this is a team that you have a chance to go against in the regional. Yeah, you want to build that resume up as best as you can, Josh, because there is a lot of I don't want to say politics, but a lot of bickering back and forth. We've done this, they've done that, we should be here, they should be there, and it just comes down to wins and losses really. And hopefully the Raylors can finish the season strong because we have about 10 or 11 games left, and man, it's already towards the end. Yeah, Brady Miller with two big free throws to increase the lead to 45-42 here in the sophomore game with 4 seconds left. Normal West takes a timeout. They've got to go full length of the court with 4 seconds to try to get some sort of a three-point basket up for them. Looks like leading the way for the Raylors is Gabe Smith. Gabe Smith with 15, it looks like, here tonight. Brady Miller with 5. Of course, Hayes plays a first half with the sophomores. I know he had quite a few points in the first half. Then he goes back to the locker room to get ready for the varsity action. So, be a nice win here if Coach Greg Alexander can get a stop on this last play. And as you said earlier, Scott, just 2 defeats for this Raylor sophomore team. So, a lot of guys going to be stepping up their game into the varsity year as the Raylors move into the Central State 8 next year, which is I think a delight to us and to most Raylor fans as well. Yeah, absolutely. And Raylors up by 3. They still have a foul to give, Josh. Let's see how Coach Greg draws this up. And are you a fan of you're up by 3? Your opponent has the ball. Do you want to foul and put him to the line or risk that 3-point shot? I don't know. It's a hard thing for me to say. Just so many kids got an arm now. He shots up and misses it. That's all right. Shot boy good. Count the bucket. bucket is counted by Normal West on a rebound, but it's just a 2, and the Railers are going to win it here. The Railers sophomores with a 1-point victory, 45-44. So Coach Greg Alexander and his staff improve their record. We'll send it back to the studios. Warm-ups will begin for the varsity action here in just a couple minutes. You're in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer basketball. Railers with a 16-4 record on the season, 5-1 in the Apollo. Normal West 14-10, 6-1 in the Big 12 Conference, which maybe before your time, even around the Lincoln area, that the Railers were once a part of the Big 12. More of our guy down just below us that gets a game in his hometown, but yet can't get the call.
Yeah, I guess I should just.
Jay Harden sitting in front of us. He would know a lot about the Big 12 and the years that the Railers were in the Big 12, but now we're not, and it's a nice non-conference game here for the Railers. The Railers coming off a victory against Rock Island, 35-31, back on Saturday after that full day of basketball over at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, where the varsity girls took care of Peoria Central. And so both teams coming in here, both teams played Saturday. A quick turnaround, and it'll be a quick turnaround for the Railers as we get ready for Friday and Saturday action, both from Coach Neil Alexander Court, Mattoon, the Green Wave on Friday, and then I believe Decatur Eisenhower on Saturday. So a lot of basketball as it we've seen on the schedule down the stretch here. There's about 3 games every week here from on out, which is about, I think, about 3 weeks left of the regular season, maybe 4, something like that.
Yeah, it's not many. I mean, it's January 24th, and yeah, I would say probably 3 weeks, and then we're into regionals. So a lot of basketball to be played in those 3 weeks, and all starts here tonight at Normal West.
Yeah, we'll look back to see what the Railers have here as we look back on that Rock Island game, where it was a game of a little bit of a last quarter and a half, where the Railers came back. We were down. We really trailed in the last 2 games, 1 to Bloomington, and the Railers made that fourth quarter comeback, and they did against Rock Island. Cook saddled with foul trouble most of that game on Saturday against Rock Island, but some other guys stepped up. I know Nelson with a couple threes, Gowan with a nice game. I think Saucy had a couple threes in that game. wasn't high scoring, 35-30, but I think we hope to see Peyton back in his ways of, I think in Bloomington he had the double-double, 24 and 12. Be nice to get back to that.
Yeah, he's, I don't want to say struggled, but he just hasn't done it offensively, but he's done some good things on defense. He's a presence down there with his length, and it's just a matter of getting some other guys to make some shots and open up that middle a little bit.
The Railers come into the game averaging 49 points per game on the offensive end while giving up 34. Normal West very consistent with their offense and defense. They're scoring 60 and giving up 60 on the season. We're going to send it back to the studio for another break. We'll be back here from Normal West. You're in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.
We scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Welcome back, Railer fans, here from Normal West High School, getting set for the Railers and the Wildcats here on a Tuesday evening in non-conference action. Josh Komnick along with Scott Kirby and Lloyd Kirby getting the camera all set up here for this non-conference game here for the Railers and the Wildcats. Again, the Railers in action on Friday back at Coach Neil Alexander Court for a 6 o'clock sophomore and a 7:30 varsity start against the Green Wave from Mattoon. And then on Saturday night, back at home on Saturday, as well as the Panthers from Decatur Eisenhower come to town. The Railers sophomores just victorious, 45-44. Just a couple minutes ago, got about 7 minutes here left in the warm-ups here as the Wildcats and the Railers get set. And we'll have hopefully have Mr. Jay Harden on here at halftime for talk a little girls basketball as they continue their perfect season, and we'll talk with Jay, the lead man on the broadcast for us and the girls action. And God, we hope that it's a good night for the Railers. We hope it's a good night for the Illini in action here.
Yep.
Over at the State Farm Center. So like a little clean sweep would be nice here on Tuesday. That's going to wrap it up for us here on the pregame show. After a word from our sponsors, Scott and I'll be back here in Normal to bring you the play-by-play action as Lincoln takes on the Wildcats. As always, a big thank you goes out to all our sponsors. This has been the Josh Komnick of Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Hi, Joe Ryan here with Country Financial. As pensions go by the wayside and your retirement approaches, have you thought about what your retirement income will look like? No, I'm not talking about how much money you have saved. I am talking about a retirement income, a guaranteed paycheck for life. That's right, a paycheck issued to you every month for the rest of your life. Sound interesting? Let's talk. 735-4385.
Lincoln Railer basketball is on the air. Good evening, Railer fans, and welcome to Lincoln Railer basketball. WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCN Sports are pleased to bring you tonight's contest from Normal, Illinois, on the campus of Normal West High School, as the Lincoln Railers take on the Wildcats from Normal West. Good evening, everyone. This is Scott Kirby alongside Josh Comnick, Lloyd Kirby on the camera, and Joel Lee back at the studio. We are all set to bring you all of tonight's action. We would like to wish a good evening to all of our listeners that are tuning in to WLCN 96.3 FM, listening on the go on the Mixler app, or watching our live stream video on YouTube. We hope you enjoy tonight's broadcast. The Raiders come in tonight's game with an overall record of 16-4, 5-1 in the Apollo, while the Wildcats have a record of 14-10. 3:20 on the clock. Both teams in their respective locker rooms as we prepare for tonight's matchup between the Railers and the Wildcats. Josh, and the Railers, good season, 4 losses, and they look to continue it tonight. But first, it's time to check tonight's list of the game, sponsored by Me Realty. List your home with Me Realty when it's time to sell, and if you're looking to buy, check the listings at MeRealty.com. Josh, 3 keys to tonight's game.
Well, for me, number one, I think, is get Cook back on track. I know it was just one game, but he has we had some foul trouble issues in Collinsville. Kind of went away from that, did a good job of playing defense and not fouling, and then against Rock Island, he just never got into the flow of the game, and he's a guy that, we just can't afford to have sitting next to Coach Neil Alexander on the sideline. Although his teammates picked him up against Rock Island when the Railers won 35-30, but a guy that does so much for the Railers as far as he's been really rebounding the basketball well, and he brings about 10 to 12 points per game. So I think we've got to have him as well. And shooting, I don't know. This is a tough place to shoot, I think. It's kind of one of those similar gyms to Chatham, yep, where the Railers have never really shot that well. It's one of those new style. Obviously, Normal West isn't a new school anymore. It's kind of one of the newer ones, I guess. But it's just a tough gym, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's not, but it doesn't seem that we shoot that well here. And gyms like this. So shoot the basketball well. And then I think from what I've heard about Normal West, they're really aggressive. They're really athletic. I think we'll have to handle pressure, and we'll definitely have to get back in transition defense to stop some of their easy baskets. So hopefully the Railers can do those 3 things and come out here with a victory.
That's tonight's list of the game, brought to you by Me Realty. When you're ready to list your home, contact the professionals at Me Realty. 1:15 on the clock. Both teams back on the court warming up. As Josh mentioned before, the Railers 3 games during this week. Tonight, obviously at Normal West, and then we'll follow it up at home with Mattoon. And then Saturday night back at home against Decatur Eisenhower. So we got some home cooking for the Railers coming up.
Jay gave me the thumbs up.
All right.
So we've got our
halftime interview.
Our special guest.
Josh is our new guest getter. All right, we're going to get set for the playing of our national anthem. We'll take a commercial break. We come back. We'll have starting lineups and the opening tip here on WLCN 96.3 FM.
Welcome back, Railer fans, here for the starting lineups. First for the Railers, 6'5" and a senior, 22, Saucy. Tyler Saucy. 6'2" and a senior, number 24 is Biven, Jake Biven. 6'7", a senior, 34, Cook, Peyton Cook. At one guard, 5'11", and a junior, number 3 is Schilling, Trey Schilling. And 5'6", and a junior, number 10, Carson, Keon Carson. Of course, head coach Neil Alexander, assisted by Eric Ewald, Greg Alexander, Brandon Bird Farmer, Josh J. Mac McClellan, Zach Dom, and Gary Rademacher. Now for the 14 and 10 Normal West Wildcats. First man out for them, one guard, 6'1", and a junior, number 2, Gavin Camp. 6'1", and a senior, number 13, Kylan Smith. At one forward, 6'4", and a junior, number 23, C.J. Wilson. At one guard, 6 foot and a junior, number 4, Nate Moore. And the last man out, 5'10", and a senior guard, number 11, Logan Sluter. Head coach for the Wildcats is Mr. Ed Haferman.
Tonight's tip-off sponsor, Chicago Street Rentals, located at 1909 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. We are set here at Normal West, high atop in the bleachers, as Cook and Wilson are set to jump. Railers in their traveling green, red numbers trimmed in white, white letters trimmed in red, and the Wildcats in their white home uniforms with black letters and numbers. Ball up, and it's tipped by Cook, and Saucy will track it down, give it to Carson, and the Railers with the first possession of the night. Bivin kicks it out to Carson, tapped out of bounds off of Smith.
Yeah, it looks like the Wildcats coming away right away with a run and jump. A little bit of what we talked about this before, what the sophomores do, generally the varsity will do, and that's exactly right. They like to go trap that first pass, and that's what they did here in the first possession. A man-to-man defense here for the Wildcats.
Railers with the ball, game just underway. Saucy now, Cook on the wing to Carson in the corner. Now they'll work it back to the right. Bivin goes right, now left, gives it to Schilling. He'll dribble in, nothing there. Saucy for a three, got it! Saucy starts the game off with a Chris Coyne. State Farm three-pointer.
Yeah, good, and it's a switching man too, Scott, so it takes a ton of communication on their part to play this man-to-man, this style of defense, and they kind of lost Saucy. Saucy with about a step behind the three-point line and buries it.
Had Moore trapped in the corner. He was able to get it across court to Camp. Now they'll reset. A pass from Sluter was too high for Moore, out of bounds. Railer basketball. 3-0 Railers, game just underway. Tuesday night basketball before the storm rolls in, Josh.
Oh, you guys worry about the storm. We get about an inch of snow.
Bivin, now Cook in the corner, up top to Saucy. They'll work it to the right with Carson. Now Schilling, work it in the corner to Bivin. Now they'll work it back to the left. Schilling over to Carson up top. He'll go left, hand it to Cook.
Yeah, screens and handoffs. It almost switched by Normal West every time here.
Carson dribbles in, and he's going to get hit on the arm. And Wilson picks up his first, team first for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Railers just running their weave out top, trying to get a good feel of what this Wildcat defense will do when we do handoff or when we do screen, and you'll start to see a few more
three by
plays.
Schilling, a little too strong. Saucy fights for it, can't get it. Camp for the Wildcats comes out there with it. He'll push left to Sluter. Now back up top to Camp. Carson comes out on him. Now Sluter on the right wing, left wing. They'll try to work it in to Wilson. Tapped out of there off of Schilling. Going to stay with the Wildcats.
Yeah, good hands by the Railers. Looks like Normal West tried to go to that high post to the free throw line against the 1-2-2. And I don't know if it was Schilling or Keon that got a hand on it, but tipped it away and make Normal West restart their offense here.
Camp inbounds. Now Sluter with it. Moore on the right wing. He'll pull up for a three-pointer. No good. Rebound comes down to Wilson. He'll kick it back out. Stolen by Carson. Carson goes to the right. Now they'll pull it back out and set up their offense. Saucy to Bivin. Works down low to Cook. Cook spins up off the backboard. Too strong. No good. Smith with the rebound. Pushes it to Sluter. Now Camp. Camp dribbles in. Almost stolen away by the Railers. Camp regains possession. Now gives it to Sluter on right wing. Guarded by Bivin. Now they'll work it to the left. That's Moore for a three off the back of the iron. No good.
Yeah, good rebound.
Bivin goes up for the strong rebound.
Yeah, you're right. A couple threes already taken there by Moore, so got to concentrate on him. Looks like he's one of the shooters for Normal West. Nice backside rebound by the senior Bivin.
3-0 Railers, 5:18 to go in the first. Bivin finds an opening, pulls up from the free throw line, and good.
That's where he's good, 15 feet and in. And Jake has realized that more and more as he's gotten older. And he has made a few threes lately, but that's not his strong point. And he got right to that free throw line, pulled up, and not a lot of kids do that anymore.
5-0 Railers. And we're going to get a foul on Cook as he tried to cut the baseline off. He's going to be guilty for the foul. His first, team first.
5-0 Railers, 4:58 left here in the first quarter. Normal West will take it out underneath their basket.
Sluter for a three in the corner. Got it. And the Wildcats are on the board at 4:52.
Little token pressure here by Normal West. Just a 1-2-2. Not a lot of pressure, but maybe something just to kind of slow the Railers down a little bit. Then they look to trap right away.
Bivin kicks it in the corner to Schilling. Nothing there. He'll dribble out, get it to Carson up top, swing it over to Saucy. Now back to Carson. Bivin, now Cook on the left wing. Carson dribbles in, kicks it out to Saucy in the corner for a three. No good. Rebound Camp for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Cook, don't foul.
5-3. Railers with the lead. Wildcats with the basketball. Smith will pull it back out, go left to Moore. Now he Thought Camp was in the corner. Camp was not there. Out of bounds off the Wildcats. Railer basketball.
Yeah, I think the Wildcats have had about 5 possessions here in the first quarter, and 3 of them have resulted in turnovers. So that Railer 1-2-2 throwing the Wildcats offense off a little bit here.
Halfway through the first, Railers up by 2 with the basketball. Biven, Cook in the corner, fakes, now dribbles in, a lot of contact. Basket does not count, it was before the shot. Be Railers basketball on the baseline. Foul is on 23, Wilson, that's his first, team second. Schilling inbounds to Saucy. Now they'll kick it back up top to Carson. Goes right. Schilling work it down low to Cook. Tapped out of there by Sluter. And the Wildcats with the ball. Camp to Moore. Moore dribbles in. Good job by Saucy cutting him off. Now they'll go back out. Camp. Sluter up top. Over to Smith. Smith for a 3. Got it. And the Wildcats up by 1 with 3:33 to go in the first.
Yeah, Smith, a 6'1" senior with the 3 here, and that takes the lead.
Carson finds a lane, bounce pass to Cook. Cook tried to go up and dunk, but Smith got him on the arm, and Smith just picked up his first, team third for the Wildcats.
Yes.
Cook with 2 free throws.
Smith at 6'1" tried to go and stop the dunk from Cook, and he did. Got him with some body there, but looked pretty clean up top as Cook will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws.
First free throw from Cook is up and no good, off the front of the rim.
So host of subs for the Railers. Hayes checks in, Gowan checks in, and Nelson check in for Biven, Saucy, and Schilling.
Cook's second free throw up and good. We're all tied up at 6, 3:22 to go in the first. Wildcats with the basketball. Sluter all the way across to Camp. Now Camp a reset with Moore up top. Back to Camp on the right wing. Now up top to Moore. Try to feed it down low. Now Gowan taps it out of there. Railer basketball. Another turnover for the Wildcats. Carson to Hayes. He'll dribble in. Now Cook's going to take a 3. Got it. Cook with the Chris Coyne State Farm 3-pointer.
Nice penetration. Hayes checks in and automatically does something positive for the Railers. Dribbles in and kicks it out to Hayes, or kicks out to Cook. Hayes now with a rebound. So an assist and a rebound for Hayes in back-to-back possessions. The sophomore comes in and makes an immediate impact.
Gowan with it in the corner. He'll dribble back up top, get it to Nelson. Over to Carson, now up top to Hayes. They'll work it around. Gowan for a deep 3 off the back of the iron. Nelson there for the rebound. He's going to put it back up with the right, up off the backboard, and good.
Yeah, don't normally see that from Nelson as he got the offensive rebound and went right in the middle of the lane and loved using the bankboard from straight on.
Cross-court pass. Now Camp with it. Works it down low to number 0 who's checked in for the Wildcats. Who's number 0?
Tanner Couples.
I wonder if he's the son of the longtime coach Couples.
Coached here for a long time, yeah, and now it's Mr. Haferman, but Railers up 11-6 here on a nice little run. 1:50 left here in the first.
Wildcats with the basketball. They do work it into Couples. Now up top for a 3 from Sluter, and he's got 2 3-pointers, Josh. Got to keep an eye on him. 2 good looks from Sluter, and he was able to knock him down. Now the lead is down to 2 with 1:33 to go in the first. Nelson over to Cook in the corner. He'll kick it up top to Hayes. Now Carson, now Gowan. Gowan back up to Carson. Carson goes right, finds the lane, kicks it out to Nelson for a 3 in the corner off the side of the rim. Cook there for the rebound and the putback. No fouls. Moore blocked it, partially blocked it. Cook couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, it didn't go up real strong as Cook got a nice offensive rebound, but just got to regain himself and power it back up there. And Cook with a couple guys have almost blocked. That was a block. The other one was a foul, but just got to be a little stronger underneath going up.
Saucy's going to check in for Cook. I think Coach Al is wanting to relay that message to Cook to go up strong and don't anticipate the foul. Make them foul you.
Yeah, he did a great job on the offensive rebound, and a pump fake every once in a while helps too, you know, and I think he does that and goes up into him. He's probably going to the free throw line.
Good job by Saucy closing out on Slater. Now the Wildcats reset with Moore. 21 in for the Wildcats. That's Aiden.
I don't see a 24.
21.
21?
Girardi. Sluter, I should say. There's a three in the corner from Smith, no good. Gowan with the rebound. Gowan pushes right, got a 1-on-5. Now he'll back it out to Carson. Carson over to Saucy. Now the Raiders will set up their offense with 18 seconds on the clock, see if they hold for one. Gowan goes left, gets it to Nelson. Nelson goes right, now gets it to Carson. He'll pull it back out and run the play. Hayes, Gowan, 5 on the clock. Gowan goes right. Now Saucy, Nelson with 2, Nelson with 1. Three-pointer up, no good. And at the end of 1, it's the Railers 11, the Wildcats 9. We'll take a commercial break. We come back, we'll have second quarter action here on WLCN 96.3 FM.
Hi, Joe Ryan here with Country Financial. As pensions go by the wayside and your retirement approaches, have you thought about what your retirement income will look like? No, I'm not talking about how much money you have saved. I am talking about a retirement income, a guaranteed paycheck for life. That's right, a paycheck issued to you every month for the rest of your life. Sound interesting? Let's talk. 735-4385.
Welcome back to Normal West High School. Scott Kirby, Josh Comnick, Lloyd Kirby here this evening. The Railers take a 2-point lead into the second quarter. Wildcats basketball to start the second. Sluter, he'll go left, nothing there. Now back it back out, guarded by Carson over to number 21, that's Girardi.
Yeah, Keon all over Sluter.
Now a little trap in the corner with number 3.
Robinson
for the Wildcats. Work it to Couples. Now he'll go right. No good. Cook with the rebound.
Yeah, good contest by Hayes. He kind of got faked out on the shot by Couples. Went for the head fake, but he regained himself and did a nice job of contesting it and made Couples miss the layup, and Cook right there with the rebound.
A whole new squad in for the Wildcats except for Sluter. Number 3, Robinson. Number 43, Haferman. Cook with it in the corner, up top to Gowan. Now Carson. Carson goes right, kicks it to Cook. Cook picks up his dribble, gives it to Carson on the right wing. Carson fakes right, left, goes right, kicks it to Cook in the corner for a 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Girardi for the Wildcats. Sluter, guarded by Nelson. Now to Robinson. In the corner to Hofferman. Work it to the left. There's a 3 by Sluter off the front of the rim. No good. Fought for underneath. Hofferman with the rebound. He'll put it back up. No good. Fought for. And Couples gets it. Some offensive rebounds by the Wildcats. That's not going to make Coach Al happy.
Yeah,
and then they answer with a 3.
That's even worse when you give up a couple offensive rebounds and then the Wildcats get a 3. So the Railers not battling very hard underneath the boards on that particular possession.
Robinson with the 3. Nelson looks to answer off the front of the rim. No good. Gowan tracks it down. Wildcats up by 1 with 5:54 to go in the first half.
Well, I'd like to see Hayes just turn the corner on Couples and get to the basket. Did a really good job of that in the sophomore game.
Cook for a 3 up top, a little too strong. And the rebound comes down to Couples for the Wildcats. Kicks it over to Robinson. He'll dribble right. Over to Sluter. Back to Robinson. Now Hafferman. Couples, stolen by Carson. We got a 3-on-2. Carson down the middle, a little bounce pass to Nelson, and he's going to be fouled on the arm. Nelson for 2 free throws.
Yeah, Nelson with another two-point attempt, something he doesn't normally, we don't normally see out of him, but Carson with the steal, and it was nice to see Nelson fill the left lane. I think Gowan was out on the right lane, and we got a little bit of a fast break there where try to get some easy baskets, and Nelson will step to the free throw line. First shot up and good.
Fouls on Sluter, his first, team fourth. 5:20 to go in the first half. All tied up at 12, and Nelson will try to take the lead.
Kingsley, looks like Kingsley checked in. Kingsley checked in for Carson.
Free throw up and good for Nelly.
2 for 2 for Nelson. The Railers 3 of 4 here in the first half from the free throw line.
Wildcats emptying
number
their bench.
1. Yeah, number 1 King checks in, a 5'11" senior.
Up and good for Smith. Wildcats back up by 1. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half. There's a pass intended for Hayes. He couldn't handle it. Camp with the easy bucket, and now the biggest lead for the Wildcats of the night is 3 points. Gowan trapped. He'll get it over to Hayes. Hayes kicks it over to Kingsley. Now Gowan. Gowan goes right behind the back left in the lane. Up with the left. No good. And the Wildcats with the basketball. Yep.
Yeah, good job by Kingsley there. Yeah. As he forces the turnover right there when looked like King caught the ball, and I don't think King was expecting Kingsley to be right there, but he was, and caused the turnover. So good job there by Kingsley, and nice move by Gowan just with the left hand. Couldn't get the layup to go. So like to see the penetration to see if they can't get Cook the basketball inside here.
Schilling checks in for Kingsley. Cook in the corner. Far corner, guarded by Hafferman. He'll dribble out, give it to Hayes, swings it to Schilling. Now Gowan on the left wing for a 3. Got it! Gowan with the 3-pointer, and it's tied up at 16. And it's a Chris Coyne State Farm 3-pointer.
Yeah, big one for Gowan too. Gets us back to a tie ball game here with 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
Smith tried to get it down low, nothing there. Now they'll reset with Hafferman in the corner. Get it up top to Robinson. And a Camp wide open, couldn't finish the layup. Off the Railers, and Hayes saves it in to Schilling. Boy, he had a wide open bucket there.
Yeah, it's about as easy as you're going to get against a 1-2-2 right underneath the basket, and Camp couldn't get it to go. Now we'll throw it to Cook inside as he'll go a post, and then we'll go out.
Gowan on the far wing. He's going to take another 3 off the rim, no good. Tipped out of there by Bivin. It's going to go out of bounds. Wildcat basketball.
Saucy will check in for Hayes here at the 3:25 mark in the second quarter.
All tied up. Wildcats with the ball, and
sure what was the confusion there. I thought there were 6 guys on the court at one time for Normal West, and the guy taking the ball out didn't know what to do.
Well, I think that might be why they called a 30-second timeout.
Just throw the ball in. It wasn't like we were pressuring. So I don't know, a little confusion there by the Wildcats as they use their first timeout here. Railers and the Wildcats tied up at 16.
Billboard sponsors for tonight's game: Culver's of Lincoln, home of the Butterburger. Stop by before or after the game, located at 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln. Whether buying or selling, trust the professionals at Me Realty. For more information, check out merealty.com.
3:20 to go in the first half. Wildcats with the basketball. King up top, now over to Moore. Now he'll toss it over to King, guarded there by Bivin. King goes right. Now they'll work it around with Sluter. King, he'll go left, guarded by Schilling now. He'll kick it up top to Sluter. Normal West being patient, all tied up at 16. Moore in the corner, guarded by Saucy. Now they'll work it in the corner to Camp for a 3. and he nails it. And the Wildcats back up by 3.
Yeah, they've got a couple threes in the corners. Railer backs got to do a little bit better job of getting out harder and stronger, quicker on those shooters. Camp with another one.
Gowan with it, guarded by Camp, kicks it up top to Schilling, now over to Saucy, now Cook. Cook goes right, finds a lane, and going to be fouled before the shot. Fouls number 1, King. His first, team 5th. Railers with 2 team fouls, and Schilling to inbound. Kick it out to Biven. Over to Schilling, back to Biven. He'll go right to Saucy. Saucy between the legs, now over to Gowan on the right wing. Cook on the left wing, goes right, little backdoor to Gowan, up with the left, and good.
Yeah, nice back cut too. Just awareness by Gowan. His man was overplaying, didn't kind of stop the pass going up to him to the top of the key. Good vision by Cook, and a better cut there by Gowan.
King goes left, now gives it to Sluter. Moore. Sluter up top. 1:40 to go in the first half. Railers down by 1. Wildcats with the basketball. King guarded by Gowan, goes left to Moore. Now in the corner to Camp, back out to Moore. Over to King.
Sluter running that baseline where they've gotten a couple threes here, and then Camp starts to come over to the baseline as well.
There's Camp in the corner. Got it. Camp with another 3-pointer, and the lead is 4 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, again, the corner's hurting us here. Backs aren't getting out there. A little confusion there by the Railers on who was supposed to get out for that.
22-18, 1:04 to go in the first half. Gowan over to Saucy. Now Schilling on the wing. Hayes in the corner. Cook up top, Gowan on the right wing.
Well, they pushed us way out past that 3-point line, Scott, on their defense, and the Railers trying to run an offense from about 25 feet from the hoop.
Cook up top, over to Schilling. Now Biven. Over to Saucy, looking for Cook, nothing there. Now they'll reset up top with Schilling. Over to Biven. 30 seconds to go in the first half. Gowan on the right wing. Way deep, guarded there by Smith. Now Gowan goes to the left. Biven. Railers looking right now, just hold it for the last shot. Feed it down low to Biven. He'll grab it up off the backboard, and good.
Unless you can get a layup, and that's what they did. Another back cut there by the Railers. Normal West really trying to overplay passes, and the Railers doing a good job starting to read that and taking some back cuts.
Good trap. King's going to throw up a 3. Did he get it off? No. And that will do it for the first half here at Normal West. Your halftime score, Normal West Wildcats 22, Lincoln Railers 20. We're going to take a commercial break. We come back, we're going to talk to Jay Harden, the voice of the Lady Railers, and we'll have the Ground Corporated Schneider Chiropractic halftime show here on WLCN 96.3 FM. Welcome back to Normal West. Your halftime score, the Wildcats 22, the Railers 20. And on with us now, Jay Harden. Jay, we forgot you lived over here in the area. We could have just let you make that little drive, and you could have done the game tonight, but you've been busy with the girls.
I figured that was coming so you could sit at home and watch the Illinois on the big screen.
Well, you know,
he didn't think far enough ahead.
Josh says I'm not real smart, and I agree with him. Jay, exciting game last Saturday as the number 2 team in the state, Peoria Central, comes to Royce Anderson Gymnasium, and the Lady Railers with a very impressive win over the girls. And you've been covering the ladies all year, and they've got a very bright future and a young squad.
It's amazing the bright future that they have. You know, we talked with Jan Bowers at halftime, and the girls program certainly doesn't have the years of history the boys program does. But the youth basketball program in Lincoln was put in there when Duncan Reed became coach at Lincoln. So we've had the youth basketball program since the mid-'60s, and it has, as you know, it has farmed out talent year after year after year.
Oh, yeah.
It teaches kids how to play basketball. Now we're starting to see some of that down at the lower levels. The feeder schools are producing some really good talent, some really good teams. You know, West Lincoln Broadwell's got a heck of a program out there. They're producing some kids that are coming through, and we're now starting to see that with this class of girls that's through there from West Lincoln Broadwell and some of the other feeder schools. There's a good freshman class to this girls team, and there's some good classes down in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade too. They're a really good basketball team. They're not real big, which could be a problem for them at some point. Peoria was the quickest team they faced all year, which again, and you've talked with Coach Al about this, both of you have. You can't simulate quickness in practice. You got to go out and play it.
Yeah.
And that's what they did against Peoria, and hopefully that will help them, because as they get into tournament time, they're likely to face somebody like that again.
Yeah, and you want that game. They haven't had any real competition all year, and you want those close games. Not that this was particularly close. I know the first half they were up by, 16, 14, something like that?
They were actually up 20 in the first half, 29-9 in the first half, and they were up at 16 at halftime.
Yeah.
And Peoria got themselves kind of back in the basketball game. A.J. Guyton's daughter is a heck of a player.
Mm-hmm.
I'd take her on the boys team, to be honest with you.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
She's pretty good. Got a nice-looking shot and plays really well. Had they had somebody else really kind of contribute to the scoring, and they've got a couple other players too. Dan Ruffin's daughter's pretty good. Michi Edwards' daughter's pretty good too. Had they had somebody else that maybe shot a little bit better, it would have been a much closer game. The girls just in the first half were able to get them to miss shots and capitalize on it and build themselves a big enough lead to kind of hold on at the very end.
Well, you talk about no size, but quickness can make up from that size. And, you know, if you can deny that pass down low with your quickness, you know, then things take care of itself.
This is going to be interesting, guys, because they've got a real chance of running the table.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, their Apollo Conference schedule is, I mean, they've already beaten everybody in the Apollo so far, and there's no reason to believe they can't do it again. Mount Zion and Muhammad will probably be two of the games where maybe they could get tripped up. Yet we don't know where they're going in the regional. Coach Rohr seems to think they'll come up here for their regional, probably will, getting the top seed, because I think Muhammad will end up being the number 2 seed, and as a host they won't likely send them out of home.
Well, you've probably talked with Coach Rohr a little bit about it too, and I'm sure Railer fans are, as well as I am, they're playing without one of their better players, and Becca Heitzig too. Any update on, is she going to be able to come back for this year at all?
We were hearing that it was about a 4 to 6 week absence. Thinking maybe by the time regional starts she'll be back, and I really do think that there was I do think she was missed in the Peoria Central game. I think so. I think when it got down to where they got pressured and could have used some additional play off the bench or some additional,
ball handling.
Ball handling. Yeah. They certainly could have used her. Yes.
Jay, you've watched this team last couple of years, and then up to what's the difference between what you've seen as far as maturity and their overall game? Not only just Chloe Froby and Heitzig, but a lot of the girls that I haven't gotten to see many games, but just reading about them, it sounds like every other girl has improved just as much as some of the more, I guess, the ones that score the most.
As you know, maturity is a big part of it. So there's a big difference from going from a freshman to a junior in high school. There's a difference in the level of play. There's a difference in the physicality. But I also think, too, that there are girls on that team. This is an interesting team, Josh. Everybody knows their role on this basketball team. And last year having Chloe Frobe go down for about 6 games might have been a benefit to them because they learned to play without her.
Yeah.
And they're learning now to play without Becca Heitzig. But Becca is just kind of like the Energizer Bunny. She just goes and goes and goes. If Jenna Bowman is on, she's tough to stop. Piper Whiteman playing in the post. She's got very good footwork for a girl. A lot of boys in the post don't understand it's about footwork and getting yourself in position. She does a pretty good job of it.
She was not afraid Saturday to take it right at Peoria Central, which was nice to see.
And only a sophomore.
Yeah,
right. So I think that's probably the biggest difference is just going from freshmen to sophomores to juniors. You know, they did lose some underclassmen from last year. Imogen Werner did not come out for basketball. There were a couple others that didn't come out for basketball, so it cost them some size. But they've got a good core group, and everybody seems to understand their role. You know about this. When you play together for so long, you kind of know where everybody's on the floor and what their movements are going to be.
Well, 24-0, it's hard to complain with what they've done so far. So we hope that they keep it rolling and give us an update on their next, what their schedule looks like.
Well, let's see. We have a home game against Charleston at 2:30 in the afternoon, which means I'll get home early. You guys won't because you got the evening game of the doubleheader. And then I believe they've got home games against Effingham, a home game against Collinsville, a home game against Taylorville that got moved that we won't be covering because there's a conflict with the boys game. And then they round out the season against Muhammad Seymour on the road. So they really have they really got a good chance at running the table before the end of the year, which is something to think about. 24 in a row, they could end up being almost 30-0 by the time regionals start.
Well, Jay, keep bringing us W's, and we'll keep listening when we can, or we'll be out there to check out. We're going to encourage every Railer fan that we had a great crowd Saturday. Obviously, not only the success of the Railers, but a good team coming in. Let's continue to support them because there's something special going to go on here in the next couple of years with the girls.
And something special could happen this year. They could very easily make it up here to Redbird Arena to play in the finals very easily. Boy, you guys got to get on the right end of the scoreboard here.
We're trying.
We're struggling. So.
We're trying. We'll do our best. We've been down the last couple of games, but Scott brings us back in the fourth quarter.
That's right.
It's his enthusiasm.
Just give him the look.
That's right. Well, Jay, thanks for joining us here at half, and we'll continue to listen.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Jay Harden. We'll take a quick commercial break. We come back. We'll have second half action here on WLCN 96.3 FM, which is.
One of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history at Post nightclub in Orlando.
Walking into the building for the first time after the shooting, it was crippling, but it had to be preserved. If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart. It is the power of love in its rawest form.
Nice crowd here for the Railers, too. Tuesday night, I'm for sure outnumbering the Normal West fans, but Railers traveling well here to Normal West. Again, the Railers sophomores victorious with a close one as well, 45-44 just before this game.
Railer basketball to start the second half. Schilling getting trapped in the corner, nowhere to go, all the way across to Saucy.
Start the game.
4-3, no good. Tapped out of there by Wildcats, and they'll get the rebound, kick it up to Moore. Moore goes left, now Camp. Camp dribbles baseline, kicks it out. Now they'll work it to the left with Moore.
Thought we were going to start the second half like we did the first half with a saucy Chris Coyne State Farm three-pointer. He was open. Nice look by Schilling, who got trapped, but that baseball arm came in handy there and whipped it all the way across. Saucy just couldn't get the three to fall.
Moore to Sluter, back to Moore. Now he'll back it out. Carson comes out. Now they'll give it over to Sluter. Over to the right to Camp. Normal West being patient. Now Sluter's going to take a three. No good. Moore there for the rebound. Up and no good as Biven was there to alter that shot. And it's going to be off the Wildcats and Railer basketball.
Yeah, a little break there for the Railers as Wildcats. Moore had a nice lane to the basket, but a good contest there by Biven, and he went up and missed it. But Railers got to secure it up here now. Turnover by the Railers. Schilling got caught in a trap.
Sluter to Moore. Moore. Little shove on Carson. No call. He'll lay it up and good.
Yeah, the Railers not starting here in the first half well. Turnover there on not a lot of pressure here by Normal West. Sends it that way.
24-20 Wildcats. Raiders with the basketball. Biven nowhere to go. Now he'll dribble to the left. Kick it down low to Schilling, up and good for an easy bucket.
Yeah, they broke that minimal pressure there by Normal West. Biven, we thought was going to get trapped over there in the spot where you don't want to, right by the half-court line, but he stepped through it and then found a cutting Schilling to the basket. So the Railers with a much-needed basket.
24-22, 6:14 to go in the third. Sluter over to Camp. Camp for a three. Ooh, no good. Rebound Wildcats. Saved by Moore. Sluter couldn't handle it. That's an over and back. Railer basketball.
Yeah, turnover by Normal West. And man, we're not rebounding, Scott. Another opportunity there almost for the Wildcats. And the Railers just a couple steps slow to the ball as Coach will go to Hayes to try and bring a little bit of a spark off the bench and rebound.
Cook's going to have a seat. I don't know if he twisted an ankle.
Yeah, he's hobbling a little
bit of a limp there, and to get that worked out as Hayes checks in for him. Railers with the basketball, down by 2. 5:53 to go in the third period. Carson kicks it to Biven. Biven pulls up for a three.
Yeah.
Got it.
Nice shot there by Biven. Now he's got to do more of that. He may have to do a little more scoring now that with Cook not on the floor and maybe hampered with some sort of a foot injury. But Biven, I think, can not only get that 15-footer, but I think he can get to the basket a little more along with Hayes.
All tied up at 24. 5:29 to go in the third. Wildcats with the basketball. They work it down low to Wilson. Nothing there.
Get that.
Now all the way at top to Moore. Carson couldn't get there. A little jumper. No good. Underneath, fought for. And Wildcats come out with it. Sluter now Camp for a three in the corner. Got it.
That's happened to us twice. Raylor slow to the basketball on the defensive rebound, and another offensive rebound for the Wildcats, and a three by Camp. I think they did that in the first quarter where Camp got a three off an offensive rebound. Second time that's hurt us.
Raiders back down by 3. Carson dribbles in, and now he's going to get called for the travel. Turnover Railers. 4:52 to go into third. Railers down by 3.
Yeah, Railers just a little out of sync. This type of defense that Normal West is playing is a man-to-man, but man, do they switch a lot of the handoffs. They switch most of the screens, and right now the Railers with a little confusion. A lot of guys on the same side of the court.
Smith kicks it to Camp in the corner for a 3. No good.
Double foul.
And they're going to get Schilling and Couples. Double foul. Schilling's first. Couples first, and both pick up their first team
foul. It's like a double foul. I believe it goes to jump ball if it's a double foul. I could be wrong. This would be part of the things I would need to know to become an official. No?
Well, I don't know if because Lincoln had possession. Lincoln had possession,
and then the double foul. Yeah, you might be right there. We got the rebound, and then we got secured the rebound, and then Schilling and Couples, I believe, both went to the floor, and so they gave a double foul, Couples and Schilling, but we had secured the rebound, so they'll give the Railers the basketball.
Railers down by 3 with the basketball. Hayes, bounce pass over to Biven. Now Saucy for a 3 in the corner, no good. And rebound comes down to Moore for the Wildcats. He kicks it up to Couples. Couples goes left. Now gives it to Smith. Now Sluter for a 3, no good. Smith flies in for the rebound and the putback.
Yeah, all white jerseys underneath the hoop for the rebound, and Coach Alexander not happy with the defensive rebounding. Railers just start flying to the basketball on the boards, and that's one thing we've done a pretty good job of this season. Sometimes undersized, but yet we've been able to box out or had enough guys going to the hoop to get rebounds, and right now we're standing and watching the Railers or the Wildcats go get it.
Railers seem just a step slow tonight, Josh, and hopefully this timeout gets them refocused and puts a little pep in their step.
Yeah, the Railers down 29-24 here, 4:13 left in the third quarter, and nice, good timeout by Coach Alexander. Things just not getting out of what he wants out of the guys, and we got to have Hayes and Bivin and Saucy. Schilling's got to get in there and take up some space and rebound, because right now the Wildcats are quicker to the basketball.
5-point lead for the Wildcats. Railers with the basketball. Very close to being over and back. Carson up top. He passes over to Saucy on the right wing. Right corner, Hayes. Now Schilling. Tapped out of there, stolen by Camp. Camp goes left, up and good. 7-point lead for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it looks like there's some lanes to drive in on our offensive end, and right now the Railers reluctant to drive the ball to the hoop.
Schilling in the corner, now up top to Carson. To Saucy, Schilling to Saucy, now Bivin in the corner. Hayes pulls up for a three. Good rotation and nothing but net, and it's a Chris Coyne State Farm three-pointer.
Boy, huge basket there. The Wildcats on a 6-0 run, and it could have been more. Hayes steps up with one of his only few three-pointers on the season, but a big one there for the sophomore.
Good trap by the Railers. Feed in, kick it out to Camp. He's going to fire up another three, in and out, no good. Smith there for another rebound. He's going to be fouled and get 2 free throws, and we got to find Smith and get a box out on him.
Yeah, he had another offensive rebound for the Wildcats on Smith. Smith got the rebound, didn't even bring it down, went straight back up with it, and then fouled by Schilling. So Smith will go to the line for the first free throws, I believe, for the Wildcats here on the night.
First free throw up and good. Gowan checks in for Schilling. 32-27, 3:01 to go in the third. Smith, second free throw up and good. Wildcats back up by 6. Railers with the basketball.
Yeah, they're about the third game in a row the Railers have found themselves coming from behind.
Saucy in the corner, now up top to Carson, now Gowan. He'll go left, nothing there, kicks it to Saucy. Saucy up top to Bivin. Now Gowan, he'll go right, he'll pull up for a three, got it!
Boy, that was
contested
off. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Right off a handoff, one dribble and pulled up. And normally when that happens and that quick of a shot off a dribble, you're feeling something. And I think Gowan really got the scorer's mentality here tonight.
Gowan with the Chris Coyne State Farm three-pointer, and we got a foul on. Smith was fouled. He'll get 2 free throws. And the foul is on 30, Hayes.
Well, the Wildcats hadn't attempted a free throw all game long, and the last couple possessions, they're going to get 4 in a row here. Smith doing that by himself.
I don't see Cook on the bench. Free throw up and good, so I don't know if he's back getting taped. Let's hope Cook's all right. We could really use him right now. 34-30, 2:25 to go in the third. Free throw up and good for Smith. He's 4 for 4.
4 in a row here from the last couple possessions. So 35-30, 2:20 left here in the game. Or I'm in the third quarter, sorry.
Carson goes right now, stops. Passes it to Bivin, back to Carson. Carson dribbles in, nothing there. Hands off to Hayes, who gets it to Gowan. Gowan goes right. Ooh, almost traveled. Kept his pivot foot. Now Bivin swings it over to Hayes, to Gowan on the wing for a three. Off, no good. Fought for underneath. Saucy, he'll put it back up, no good. Hayes there, or I'm sorry, it's Bivin with the put back, no good. Puts it back up again, and he'll be fouled and get 2 free throws.
Oh, use a backboard, right? I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're straight on or just off to the side a little bit. You're that close. Kiss it off the glass and get it to go in. So good job by the Railers on the offensive board. Saucy with 1, Bivin with 2. Bivin steps to the line. First free throw, good.
Rattles it in. Railers down 4, 1:52 to go into third. See if he can cut it to 3. And no, in and out, no good. 4-point lead for the Wildcats. Moore over to Sluter. Now back to Moore. Guarded by Bivin. Kicks it over to Sluter. Normal West eating some clock. Sluter will stand out there. Him and Moore playing a little catch. And now the Railers will come out. Carson on Moore. Feeds it. Now kick over to Camp. Nothing there. Guarded by Bivens. Kicks it out to Moore. Now they work it to Smith at the free throw line. He'll go left. Up and good.
Boy, Smith has been hurting us in the last couple of possessions. 4 for 4 from the line and then a drive from the free throw line. He's got 13 on the night.
37-31. We're at the 1 minute mark here in the third. Gowan goes right. Now Saucy to Bivens. Bivens to Hayes. Hayes spins up and no good, but he'll be fouled and get 2 free throws.
Raylor's starting to get a little more movement in their dribble weave offense, and that time Hayes trying to find a way to get to the hoop and got fouled as he went to go to the basket, and he'll step to the line for 2.
So Cook on the sideline with the trainer.
Hayes' first free throw up and good. Hayes with 4 points here on the night.
Second free throw for Hayes, up and good.
Good, 2 for 2 for the Hayes. Railers 6 of 8 from the line on the night.
4-point deficit for the Railers. 42 seconds. Camp for a 3, no good. Rebound comes down to, stolen. Got a fast break by Gowan, up and no good, but he'll get fouled. He'll get 2 free throws.
Thought he was going to get called for a travel there for a second, but nice turnover there for the Railers. Good outlet there by Bivens to Gowan, and Gowan has got one thing in mind tonight, and that's getting the ball in the rim. Gowan will step to the line for 2 free throws. Leading scorer on the night for the Railers with 8, giving 9.
37-34, 33 seconds to go in the third. Second free throw up and good.
Oh boy, Railers.
Gowan with 2 big free throws draws the Railers closer.
Yeah. 8 of 10 for the Railers on the free throw line.
Almost stolen by Hayes. He read that. Almost had the steal. Just a step behind. Going to stay with the Wildcats. 26 seconds to go in the third. Railers down by 2. Robinson in for the Wildcats along with Couples. Now Sluter will back it out, give it to Robinson. Robinson with 13 on the clock. We'll give it to Camp on the wing. Now Camp dribbles out, guarded there by Bivens.
They like to overload one side. Look at all 5 guys on one side of the court. Now they start to spread it out a little bit more.
Now Sluter with the 3, no good. And that will do it for 3 as the Railers down by 2. 37-35 Wildcats at the end of the third. We'll take a commercial break. We come back. We'll have fourth quarter action here on WLCN 96.3 FM. .37-35 here at Normal West. Railers down by 2. Scott Kirby, Josh Komnick, Lloyd Kirby on the camera, and Joel Lee back at the station.
Yeah, both teams with a 15-point quarter in the third. Back to that 2-point deficit for the Railers.
Sluter and Robinson up top. Now they'll get it to Couples, tapped away, and Biven just about grabbed it out of bounds off the Railers. Going to stay with the Wildcats.
Well, we've been here before the last couple of nights, Scott. Last couple of games anyway. The Railers have been trailed entering the fourth quarter against Bloomington and Rock Island, and we found ways to hit some big shots and come away with 2 victories. We'll see if we can do it here on the road.
Ooh, almost stolen away by Gowan.
Oh,
and it is. Great job by Gowan to kind of tap it to himself so he wouldn't go out of bounds, and the Railers with the basketball looking to tie or go up 1. Saucy up top to Carson. Now over to Gowan. Back to Carson. And Hayes. Right wing Biven. Through the legs, and we're going to have a jump ball. It was tapped out of Biven's hands and went through the legs of the defender.
You notice a lot of standing and holding without dribbling, and I'm not saying you have to dribble all the time, but we're making a lot of passes when we're not really pressured to make that pass, and not a lot of aggressiveness. There, turnover by the Railers just on the inbounds play, and right now the Railers just playing a little timid, I think, on the offensive end.
Camp with it in the corner. He'll dribble it out. Now kick it over to Robinson. Robinson gets it to Sluter. Back to Robinson.
Travel, wasn't it?
Ooh, almost stolen away.
Travel.
And he's going to have a push on the Wildcats.
Yeah, I think the ref figured out he missed the travel. When he went to pass it, you could tell number 3, Robinson, slid both feet, but didn't get called for it. But then he went for the loose ball and then barreled over Nelson.
Railers get it back. Robinson picks up his first, team 5th. 6:34 to go in the ball game. Railers down by 2. Hayes over to Nelson in the corner for 3. In and out, no good. Rebound, Couples.
Yeah, it's
had
tough
a good
to do
look.
that. Yeah, you're right. Tough, right down into the rim. Tough for Nelson to come right in off the bench and bomb away a 3. But it looked good. Just didn't fall here.
Wildcats with the basketball up by 2. Moore now gets it from Camp. Over to Sluter. Work it to Smith. He'll kick it out to Moore for a 3 off the front of the rim. No good. And Hayes with the rebound. Kicks it over to Carson. Railers down by 2. 5:52 to go in the ball game. Hayes over to Nelson. Up top to Carson. All the way across to Gowan. Now Hayes in the corner. He'll go left. Kick it to Nelly. Nothing there. Saucy dribbles in. Now Nelson to Carson. Ooh. Yeah, I saw the same thing you did, Josh. Carson.
So you got to get some dribble drives going to the hoop. Normal West has moved us so far out behind the three-point line. We're not in a position to shoot. We're too far to start our dribble. We've got to get some dribblers going toward the hoop to collapse the defense of Normal West, and then we can kick it out. We're just dribbling along outside that three-point line, and Normal West isn't too worried about us way out there.
Raiders down by 2. 5:28 to go in the ball game.
16 fouls for Normal West. One good thing, one more foul. The Railers will be in the bonus, and they're 8 of 10 from the free throw line.
Gowan, 3, wing. Count it! Gowan with the Chris Coyne State Farm three-pointer. Railers up by 1. See if this can get them going, Josh.
Yeah,
need a big stop.
Couple stops and some rebounds, Scott. We've been beat up on the boards on the defensive end tonight, and we've got to get stops and rebounds.
Sluter over to Moore. Back to Sluter. Work it to Smith. He'll pull up from there. Now he'll get up inside. No good. Rebound comes down to Hayes.
Got lucky there, too.
Yeah, we did.
He's caught that ball a couple times there at the free throw line and has either made layups or to the free throw line, and he missed that one.
Gowan in the corner. Tapped out of bounds off of Moore. Yeah, he kind of did a little head fake at the free throw line and was able to dribble in closer, and luckily for us, he missed the easy bunny shot.
He likes to go left from there, and one thing the Railers got to pick up on is which side, which hand that guy like to go to, and Smith has done that several times.
Railers up by 1 with the basketball. 4:34 to go in the ball game.
I'm so sure we couldn't run our backdoor play here, maybe to Hayes or something.
Ooh, wide open. Saucy pulls up for a jumper in and good.
Well, that's not an easy shot.
No, it's not.
A lot of people think that's an easy shot because it's so close, but you just don't practice those a lot. That's a 5-foot jump shot, and not sure Saucy knew he was that wide open, but the passer did.
Camp, a bullet of a pass to Camp. He couldn't handle it. It's off the Wildcats and Railer basketball. And Josh, the Railers are got a little pep in their step now, and good defense turns into turnovers for the Wildcats.
Well, and we've been able to turn turnovers from the Wildcats into regular points has been the big thing, and then the crowd kind of getting into it here. We've got a couple back-to-back possessions, a big three by Gowan in the corner off a set, and then Tyler with a 5-foot little jump shot to give us a little 5-0 run here to go up 3, 40-37.
No signs of Cook right now, Josh. That's got to be a little concerning for the Railers.
Yeah, I saw him in the back, in the side there, just off to the bleachers on the side, maybe trying to run an injury off or got taped, but doesn't look like he may make his way back into the game.
40-37 Railers, 4:13 to go in the ball game. Some more sponsors for this game tonight. Chase Lowry, Edward Jones Financial. Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Railer basketball on WLCN. Call financial advisor Chase Lowry at 217-732-7524 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Let's go Railers.
Schneider Masonry, family owned and operated in Central Illinois with over 40 years of experience serving builders, contractors, and homeowners. Free estimates available. Call 217-314-9654.
Railers with the basketball, up by 3. Hayes will cross the timeline over to Nelson. Back up top to Carson. Now we can run a little clock, Josh.
Yeah, we'll run clock here. And remember, Normal West with 6 fouls.
Gowan, Nelson, 3, corner. No, left it short. Off the foot, and Camp comes out of there, going to the right, guarded by Saucy. Count the bucket and the foul.
But Camp, their leading scorer here tonight with 15 on that layup, and I thought Keon was going to give up the foul way out there by half court. Didn't get it, and then Tyler fouled him on the layup.
3-point play is good, and we're tied up at 40 with 3:46 to go.
Normal West
in the ball game.
5 of 5 from the free throw line, all here in the second half.
Hayes will dribble it up. Oh, almost picked up his foot. Now Nelson to Saucy in the corner, up top to Carson.
And they got it really spread out here. I think back doors will work. I think drives maybe by Keon or someone of the Railers that is one of their better dribblers and attackers get to the basket. I think we can run the back door here. Might see that here now.
Setting up right now. There it is. Good defense by Wildcats as Camp blocked it. It's tapped away. And Carson just got labeled.
Yeah, good job by Hayes, though. He came from behind on Smith and tapped it away. Yeah, it's going to be a foul on Smith, 13. But I credit Hayes with the hustle. He came from behind Smith and knocked it away, and then Keon took the brunt of it and got hit. But should be a foul, right? Should be a 1-and-1.
It was guess not.
Not sure why that's not.
I thought it was bonus. A loose ball.
It's a bonus. It's a foul. What? It's just like getting ran over.
It wasn't
or something.
A charge.
It's not a charge. Be interested to see our.
They're going to go ask Coach Al. Maybe not. Coach, what do we do here? Well, it doesn't look like we're getting free throws, but we are getting the basketball as Hayes will inbound on the sideline, gets it to Carson. 3:10 to go in the ball game. We're tied at 40. Carson goes left to Biven. Now in the corner to Saucy to Hayes. Hayes will dribble it in, give it to Saucy. Now he'll give it to Gowan. Over to Biven on the right wing. Now they'll work it to the left with Hayes on the left wing. Down low to Saucy. Up and count the bucket for Saucy.
Nice basket there too by Tyler, and there's that cut that we're looking for. When they switch, we're starting to make basket cuts. Railers got to do more of it. Saucy with a nice shot there and a good look by Hayes.
Railers up by 2, 2:30 to go in the ball game. They work it to Smith, keep an eye on him. Picks up his dribble, gets it out to Sluter. We're down to 2:20 in the ball game. Sluter over to Moore. Moore guarded by Biven.
Boy, watch Camp and Sluter. Camp just getting ready to shoot it over here on the wing.
Moore for a 3 off the rim, no good. Fought for underneath. Gowan's there, almost stepped on the baseline. Didn't. Gets it to Saucy all the way up to Biven. Now Biven does a smart thing, kicks it back out.
Good decision, senior.
Carson. Hayes. Now Biven thought about that three, but you're up by 2, and let's get some high percentage shots.
Yeah, you're in the bonus here. 17 fouls for Normal West.
Good job by the Railers. Out middle's wide open, Josh. If you can get stolen away.
Foul them now.
And they're going to count that bucket.
Yeah, Tyler just got lax with the basketball way out top, and Camp picked his pocket, and you like to see Tyler. We just got 5 team fouls, maybe to foul him way early here and make him set up some sort of an offense. Couple and ones here for Camp. Camp with 18 on the night.
Free throw up and good. Normal West back up by 1 with 1:36 to go in the game. Railers need to answer. Carson on the right, he'll get it across, now get it up top to Hayes, over to Gowan. Gowan on the left wing, up top to Carson, 1:24 to go. Biven on the right, now Hayes. Hayes in the corner, he'll dribble on Camp, a lot of contact, no foul, he'll get the zone rebound, put it back up, and good!
Baby, way to stay with it.
Good strong move by the sophomore, and stolen away by Gowan, couldn't get it to go. Sluter tapped away, and that was not a foul. That was all ball, but they're going to get Hayes with the reach in. That's only the 6th team foul. No bonus yet for the Wildcats.
Yeah. I think it was pretty clean there by Hayes, but love the effort by the sophomore on the last possession. Got blocked, but man, he stuck right with it. He was the first to go get it. Railers got to be careful now with their fouls because we've got 6. Next one will send Normal West to the free throw line, and tonight West 6 of 6 here on the line.
Stolen away. Good job by Biven to tap it out of there. Saucy grabbed it. Railers with the basketball up by 1. 50 seconds to go. Carson, and Coach Al wants a timeout. We had a 2-on-1, but get that timeout.
Well, he was caught in a bad area.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't have been any more close to the out of bounds and the time line, or the half court line than Biven was. I mean, 1 little inch of a step, and he was going over and back or out of bounds. So good timeout there. It was going to be a long pass, a tough pass to get out of there. So great steal there by Saucy. Makes up for his turnover that had Camp come down and get the and one. So big turnover by Normal West. And the Railers here to draw something up. The Railers in the bonus. Normal West with 17 fouls. The Railers with 16 fouls. So another foul by the Railers. Normal West will be in the bonus. Hopefully we don't get to that point. The Railers up 44-43 with 48 seconds left here. Coach going to draw up something most likely just to get the ball in bounds, not necessarily to score, but if you can, obviously we want a layup. One thing you've got to watch here too, Scott, is when we set the screens, and we like to run kind of a triangle on the sideline out of bounds. We've ran it for years. On the screens, Normal West is switching. So the Railer guy taking it out, or the passer, has to look at the guy that's going to screen. What's his man going to do? Because most likely what they've done so far tonight is switch.
44-43, 48.2 seconds on the clock. Railers with the basketball. Hayes to inbound. Gets it to Carson. Now Carson guarded by Camp, and Camp's going to foul Carson. So big free throws coming up for the Railers as they're in the bonus, and nothing more important than this first one, Josh.
Yeah, you want to get obviously the bonus on the 1 and bonus. So we need both of them. Let's take 2.
Carson to the free throw line.
Railers 8 of 10 on the night.
Up and no good. Rebound, Camp for the Wildcats. Moore over to Camp. Now, do you go for the last shot here, Josh? Or
no, I think you might try. It looks like they're going to. I think if
tapped away by Carson, going to stay with the Wildcats.
Yeah, don't foul though. We don't want them to get 2 points from the free throw line.
All the way across to Camp, and Wildcats take a timeout. Coach wants to settle their kids down. A little sporadic right there. 19 seconds on the clock. Railers up by 1. And timeout Wildcats. It's a full timeout. We'll keep it right here.
Well, for the lack of close games in the first part of the season, the last couple of games have supplied plenty of close games as the Railers have had to come from behind on against Bloomington and then against Rock Island, and doing it here again tonight. So Raylor's got to ratchet up here. We've gotten stops here in the second half, Scott, but the offensive rebounding has hurt us. You got to think they're going to go with something with Camp. You know, Camp's got 19. I think Smith, number 13. Is that Smith? Yeah, he's got 13 to match his number. So you've got to go for be ready for those two. Some sort of screen, something there. They don't need a three, down just one.
Well, we pre-gamed early, Josh, and kind of matched up similar games or games that they played that we played, and you can throw those out the window. Just trying to judge, where this game might lead, and give credit to Normal West. They've played a good game tonight, and they've had a good game plan. And we'll see if the Railers can get a steal here with 19 seconds on the clock, up by 1. And now Coach Al wants to talk it over. Not sure how many timeouts each team has. It's
don't have it on the scoreboard.
Shown on the scoreboard, which
Lloyd has 2 and Normal West has 3.
Okay.
See?
Okay,
he just doesn't just run the camera. Other way around, Railers with 3, Normal West with 2.
Yeah, give him credit before he gets it right. But it's a full timeout. We'll keep it here. Some more sponsors for tonight's live stream. Heartland Community College is Lincoln's community college. At Heartland, you'll get the personal attention and support you need to be a successful student. Discover Heartland. Discover your future. Visit heartland.edu/Lincoln.
Blades Hair and Nail Salon, located at 241 Madigan Drive in Lincoln. Offering salon services for hair, skincare, waxing, nails, lashes, and brows. Go online to bladeshairandnailsalon.com or call 217-732-7213.
Headline Salon, located at 602 and a half Keokuk Street in Lincoln, where your hair makes the statement. Call Brett, Keena, Allie the barber, or Jasmine the massage therapist at 217-651-8310.
So here we go, 19.5 left. The Railers up 1.
Keep an eye on Smith. He's been their go-to guy the second half, and Carson reached in on Sluter around his back, and Sluter's going to get 1 in the bonus.
Not sure that's what we wanted.
That is not what you wanted. You don't ever want to foul 30 feet from the basket. Just being a little over-aggressive, You know how that is. Free throw up, and no good by Sluter. Rebound comes down to Bivens, so it wasn't a bad foul after all. And Hayes is going to get fouled. He'll go to the line for 1 in the bonus.
A couple seconds tick off there after the miss from Sluter. Their first miss on the game. Now 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Again, the Hayes will check in. Hayes is 2 for 2 from the line. He's got 7 points on the night, so some big ones here for the sophomore to try and get us to at least a 2 or 3 point lead.
First free throw from Hayes. Left it off the front of the rim. They'll kick it up top to Sluter. He's going to look to avenge himself. Fought underneath. Put back by Couples. No good. Rebound. Saucy. He'll get fouled with 3 seconds on the clock.
What some opportunities for Normal West. A layup there by Sluter, and then the putback by, what is that, Couples?
Yeah.
I think 0.
Yep.
Had a putback, and the lid is on the basket for the Wildcats. And if the Railers can come away here, I know we've got a lot of time left here still, and the Railers got to make some free throws. Have done a good job up until these last couple possessions where Keon missed the one in bonus, and then Hayes missed the front end also. So the senior 22, Tyler Saucy, goes to the line. Saucy with 7 points here on the night.
Saucy free throw, no good. A little too strong.
We'll see what Normal West wants to do. He's right by the official, so I think if a miss goes, he may want to call a timeout.
And free throw miss, timeout called. So free throws have been pretty solid all night
until we get to the clutch.
Before then, you're right. We were 8 of 10, and then we've missed our last 4, 0 of 4. A couple front ends of the bonus, and then Saucy with 0 for 2 there. So some things have gone our way on the defensive end, because Normal West has missed some opportunities here. But one important thing here, I see the official talking to Normal West that the out-of-bounds guy can not move because there was not a made basket, so he's got to stay stationary. One thing you talk about fouling on the 3, or do you not? When we were talking about in the sophomore game, do you take Hayes or Saucy and put them up against the inbounder? Something that coach normally doesn't do, but you put just to make it a little bit of a longer pass, or not a direct foot. I mean, it's kind of like a quarterback, right? I mean, you can let him sit in the pocket and he can try to pick you apart. But if you put a guy there kind of trying to direct his, or mess up his vision, or make him throw a little bit farther this way or a little bit higher, looks like the Railers will elude not to put somebody by the or up against the ball.
Well, the Wildcats can either tie it, win it, or lose it. Oh no, they can't tie it. They're only down by 1.
I'm not so sure if Cook could move at all. Not sure what the injury is. He's way down at the end of the bench, but boy, what a guy! That'd be the guy to put on the ball, right? Yeah. And one thing is, if he can run, it's probably not maybe something you do if he can run the baseline, but a guy that can't run the baseline, I think you try to put somebody on the basketball just to like I said.
Because he's going to have to, you can't throw a line drive pass. You got to throw it up and over, but then you risk of.
You take one guy away from your defense. Right. I get that. Yeah, you take one guy away, but man, if you can make that pass become on a three-pointer or a shot, instead of 20 feet, make it 25 because of the reach of Cook, you might have done your job.
Well, that's why we're up here, Josh.
Yeah.
And the man with all the wins is down there, and he knows what he's doing. You got Coach Gregg in his ear.
And it looks like the Raiders almost with a matched up here. I'm not sure what they're going to do, if they'll follow these guys all the way, but it looks like Normal West wants to get the ball all the way here. So they're going to get it to about half court and call another timeout.
With 2.8 seconds on the clock, another timeout for the Wildcats, as they'll have it right in front of the scorer's bench on the sideline. Raiders up by 1. Still a tough play with 2.8 seconds on the clock. That's catch it. And you don't have time to dribble. It's got to be a catch, maybe 1 or 2 dribbles, and put it up.
Well, and I think if you're Lincoln, you just don't want to give them something in the lane, right? You want to give them, if they're going to win the game, make them win it on a 25-footer or something like that, where it's desperation and they make a great shot. But don't give up a lob or something like that in the lane.
I gotta think that they're going to try to get a screen, whoever's guarding Smith, and get him around the free throw line up to the middle of the lane. So keep an eye on number 13. He's been the guy the second half. As Couples gets ready to inbound, and Coach Alexander wants to take a 30-second timeout. Wanted to see how they were lined up. And the last 5 seconds here have taken
a full quarter.
Yeah, a long time. But
a little strategy going on here, I
don't know how many. They don't have any left, and I don't believe Normal. They have 1 left?
We do.
Normal has 0. All right, Lloyd. Thanks, Lloyd.
So now let's just get a 5-second call, right?
Yeah, I like it. Get it deep into the count anyway, and make them panic, and you're not going to have that great of a pass. But
and here's another.
I'm panicking.
Here's another situation. Do you put a guy on the ball here also? Another direct line pass to wherever they want to go. But Coach elects not to, and we're kind of matching up here a little bit.
Here we go. Couples to inbound. Gets it to Harris, stolen away. Smith with the last second.
Well, we got away with it.
And that's going to do it here in Normal, as the Railers squeak away with a 1-point victory against Normal West.
Sophomores in Varsity, same thing almost. Sophomores win 45-44. Railers win 44-43.
Can't ask for much better games than that. Let's take a commercial break. We'll gather ourselves here, and we'll come back with the Grau Incorporated Schneider Chiropractic postgame show here on WLCN 96.3 FM.
Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Hi, Joe Ryan here with Country Financial. As pensions go by the wayside and your retirement approaches, have you thought about what your retirement income will look like? No, I'm not talking about how much money you have saved. I am talking about a retirement income, a guaranteed paycheck for life. That's right, a paycheck issued to you every month for the rest of your life. Sound interesting? Let's talk. 735-4385.
Welcome back to Normal West as the Railers come away with a 1-point victory, 44-43.
It's hard thing to do to win two games in one night by a total of 2 points.
Yeah.
Railer Sophomores victorious 45-44. Varsity with a winner here 44-43. But it wasn't pretty the whole time, Scott, but you know, we've had so many games this season where it's been lopsided and we've been in control and it's been non-competitive that obviously you don't want these games like this because it most likely means that you haven't played good basketball, but finding ways to win again, Saucy has the ball turned over. He turns the ball over. They come down and score a layup and gets fouled, but he makes the big steal on one. And finding ways, sometimes it's not pretty, right? I mean, sometimes it's a struggle. Tuesday, non-conference, just whatever you can say, or you just didn't have a good night. But finding ways to win can take you a long way, and it's paid off here in the last couple games. We've talked about it previously that we were down against Bloomington, we were down against Rock Island. Found ways to win here tonight. Free throws hurt us down the stretch or cost us or made us even closer, I guess I should say, of a ball game. But again, you play good defense. I thought our defense was better in the fourth quarter. We only gave up 6 points in the fourth quarter. We only scored 9, but the Railer defense stepped up and we rebounded a little bit better than we did in that third quarter.
Yeah, you know what they call this? A trap game. You look at towards Normal West and you see some of the schools they played and you come into this pretty confident. Well, Normal West played a heck of a game tonight. You know, they hit some big three-pointers. Camp had a big night. And then there in the second half, Smith kind of took over and controlled the lane. But then you got to give credit to the Railers where, they buckled down. They made some shots when they needed them. Unfortunately, we missed some very key free throws there towards the end, which I don't want to say would have sealed the game, but it sure would have made it a lot more comfortable for us up here. But, a win's a win, and we're going to take few days off, get some practice, and prepare for Mattoon.
Yeah, 17-4 now on the season as the Wildcats drop to 14-11. We talked about the Railers back in action on Friday as the Green Wave come to town. That'll be of course, Apollo Conference action. And then the Panthers from Eisenhower come to Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium on Saturday. So an opponent that we'll see a little more often after this year as they're members of the Central State 8 as the Railers head back to the Central State 8. But again, the Railers win here 44-43. We'll send it back to the studios and wait for head coach Neil Alexander to join us here in the Grau Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic postgame show. And you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.
To Normal West as the Railers pull away with a 1-point victory. 44-43. Join us now, Coach Neil Alexander. Let him get his headset on here.
And catch his breath.
Yeah, you guys got to purchase a wireless mic.
Well, we've been telling Jim that for 5 years now, and hasn't happened. But Coach Al, join us now, Coach. It wasn't a pretty win, but a win's a win. Come away with a 1-point victory against Normal West. Didn't shoot the ball real well, but you know it's one of those games that you come away with feeling pretty confident coming into the game, and you got to give credit to Normal West as they played probably one of their best games of the season.
Well, they shot it exceptionally well the first half. We didn't cover the arc very well. And then the second half, we didn't rebound at all for the third quarter. I think they got 7 or 8 straight rebounds there. And that's hard to beat teams. When they miss their threes, you got to limit them to 1, and we were giving 4 and 5 attempts every time down the floor. But kids fought. They came out this fourth quarter, and I think we got a little more aggressive on the boards, and some kids come up with some good rebounds.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about, I thought one guy was our leading scorer, Gowan, tonight. Gowan with 13. I thought he looked aggressive, especially on the offensive end. He got some steals as well out on the 1-2-2. He was aggressive from the time he came in.
Well, you know, he about made an outstanding one down there. If he'd have made his layup, and he kind of ran away, come back, picked that off, and he's got to be able to score that. And that would have been a backbreaker for them. And you know, we hung, and you know, we didn't make our free throws, which that's a clincher right there. You got to make your free throws and take care of the ball and you know, do that. But pretty pleased with how tough we were the fourth quarter, and the group that we had. Again, it's kind of a mixture of different people that, you play the game and you find out who you got to go with in the certain type of game. So, I don't know how bad Cookie's ankle is, and, again, this is basically the second game that we've been able to win without him, which is big.
Yeah, we talked about just a little bit ago, Coach, I wouldn't say the ease or the breeze of the first part of the schedule was for the Railers, that we didn't have a lot of close games, and here lately the last three have been where we've been trailing in the fourth quarter, so you've got your chance of some blowouts, and then down the stretch here I think the competition has picked up in your schedule, but it's nice to see the Railers be in some tight games sometimes, I guess, but then also to win those.
No, I'm sure it was an exciting game to watch, but up here, not down there. But, the kids fought. I'm really proud of them, all of them, and that's what it takes. And, you got to feel your way through, and we were able to again, find the right combination to finish what we should have had a 10 or 5 or 6 point win with free throws there at the tail end.
Well, Coach, got another win under the belt and get to return home Friday night as the Mattoon Green Wave come to town. It's about time we get an Apollo matchup, which
it's been a long time.
It's been forever. So, you know a little bit about Mattoon, and you might have to game plan a little bit without Cook. I don't know, like you said, I don't know what his situation is. Looks like he had some ice on his knee walking through the line. So hopefully you get some good news from him and able to continue your winning ways.
Yeah, we hope so, and we'll just have to wait and see what Matt says about it, and we'll get on the road here and get back and make sure he keeps ice on it. And, our sophomores are playing in a tournament tomorrow, so we'll have a light workout. We'll just basically do fundamental stuff and a lot of shooting, a lot of dry runs on our offense and things. And it's hard to run a defense when you don't have another team to play against. But I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but we won 2 games tonight, both of them by 44-43.
I was going to ask you. You've coached a lot of games in your career, and I bet you've never. I'm going to say never have come away with 2 victories and by a total of 2 points
and the same score, right. Identical scores. So yeah, that's pretty neat.
Well, we'll take it. We'll take
anything.
Yeah, first for anything at the guy's age like that. You can see it all.
Yeah, not much left.
Well, Coach, we'll let you get going. It might take you a little while to get down the steps here. Since we
probably about halfway, I'll roll down them.
Don't do that. All right, Coach, we'll see you Friday night at Royce Anderson.
Okay, thank you.
That'll do it for us here in Normal. Our next broadcast will be Friday at 7:30 as the Railers are at home to take on the Green Wave from Mattoon, Illinois. Our broadcast will begin with the pregame show starting at 7. For station manager Jim Ash, studio producer Joe Lee, cameraman and social media coordinator Lloyd Kirby, and Josh Komnick, this is Scott Kirby. Once again, the final score, Lincoln 44, Normal West 43. The Railers now stand at 17-4. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast. We know you enjoyed the outcome. We'd like to thank our listeners for listening, our viewers for viewing, and our sponsors for sponsoring. This has been a production of WLCN Sports 96.3 FM. We ask you patronize our sponsors and say thank you for allowing us to bring you Railer basketball. From Normal, Illinois, good evening, everyone. It's time to send you back to the station for the classic rock experience on the Nighttime Fix 96.
WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com present Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Basketball. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Railer basketball is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Me Realty, locally owned and operated. Me Realty is Logan County's top producing real estate agency year after year. Call 217-735-5424 or browse listings online at merealty.com. Culver's of Lincoln, home of the Butterburger. Stop by before or after the game, located at 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Heartland Community College is Lincoln's community college. At Heartland, you'll get the personal attention and support you need to be a successful student. Discover Heartland, discover your future. Visit heartland.edu/Lincoln. Schneider Masonry, family-owned and operated in Central Illinois with over 40 years of experience serving builders, contractors, and homeowners. Free estimates available. Call 217-314-9654. Blades Nail and Hair Salon, located at 241 Madigan Drive in Lincoln, offering salon services for hair, skin care, waxing, nails, lashes, and brows. Go online to bladeshairandnailsalon.com or call 217-732-7213. Joe Ryan Country Financial, located in downtown Lincoln at 509 Pulaski Street. Call 217-735-4385. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Basketball. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Hi, Joe Ryan here with Country Financial. As pensions go by the wayside and your retirement approaches, have you thought about what your retirement income will look like? No, I'm not talking about how much money you have saved. I am talking about a retirement income, a guaranteed paycheck for life. That's right, a paycheck issued to you every month for the rest of your life. Sound interesting? Let's talk. 735-4385.
The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.